Hey there, everyone. Dr. Beth Westy here. I wanted to jump on and talk about some of the biggest weight loss mistakes that women make in terms of expectation or timing or what they're looking at when you're really trying to go forward, do the healthy choices, and jump into something that's going to make a change in your life, in your health, and everything else. I know I will talk a lot about like weight loss, that type of a thing, because a lot of women are thinking, that's what I need. I need to lose weight. I need to, my energy is going to get better when I lose weight. I'm going to feel better when I can fit in my jeans. And in reality for women, that's actually the first misconception that I sort of walk through with women is that you have to feel better first in order to fit into those jeans. Right? The female body is so different than the male body in terms of how it responds to health, to weight loss, everything. And when your body's functioning better and feeling better, you're able to get to your goals and stay there a heck of a lot easier. So it's one of those things that we kind of fight with a lot of the time because what we're doing sort of might shift how we're thinking, but then you're still frustrated and all these other things, right? So some of this information I cover in my book, The Female Fat Solution, which is on Amazon. And I have a podcast, The Female Health Solution, which is on, oh, thanks. Yeah, I got my lashes done. So there's info out there. I also follow a lot of different people. So I have some great podcasts coming up. So if you have not subscribed to my podcast, honestly do so because there's going to be some amazing interviews about women's health, really touching base with people who work with women, and that's their primary market. So that was my goal in creating a podcast. So yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I do videos in different color schemes just so as people scroll through them, they might say, oh, I think I caught this one, or maybe I've seen this one, but this is a new one. All right. So when we talk about weight loss for women, the biggest misconceptions are things that women will expect. First of all, they'll think, oh my gosh, I should get results like that. And I know everybody's guilty of this. I'm myself guilty of this. I go to the gym once and I'm like, where are my biceps? Oh, I worked them out today. Or I know they make fun of this. They have cartoon memes and stuff of like, oh, I ate a salad today. I should drop 5 pounds from that, right? But in reality, the biggest thing is that you're not giving your body enough time. And what does that mean by enough time? How much time is enough time? Well, it can depend on you, right? It can depend on what you've been through. If you've been through a lot of stress and trauma and, you have some hormonal issues, that type of a thing, it can take a while, right? Yes, Amy, it's too fast is really not good. That's a red flag that something's wrong. So I talk about, and I have a 12-week program where I work with women one-on-one, teaching them how to eat for their hormones and their cycle, which is what my book is based on. But I really talk about 12 weeks being a benchmark here to go off of. That's a minimum of a hormone cycle. That's a minimum amount of time to really be focused on making a change, to let it imprint on your body and imprint on to really see results. Now, the really frustrating thing is that you got to do something consistently for 12 weeks. Trying to keep it PG here. 12 weeks to see and feel if it's really doing the right thing for you. What? I know. Yeah. And for some of you, it may be longer. If you have had, surgeries or, other things happen in your life, that it may take even longer. I'm going to be diving into some adrenal fatigue, some adrenal issues, that type of a thing. And we're looking at 1 year to 2 years sometimes for women to be working on something to really see if it's doing the right thing for your body. Or to, we'll say, get things to turn around and move in the right direction. I can say that word. I might, because I get fired up about this. Okay. So really, the first thing that I encounter with a lot of women is that you're just not giving your body and yourself enough time and doing things consistently. So just cutting it short, feeling like, oh, this isn't working. I gotta find something different. The second thing that I find is women cut nutrients. You're cutting some type of, either it's what I'm talking about, either is a protein, fat, or carb, or, you're really worried about cutting calories, something like that. Oh, I have to cut back. I have to, right? Like you're like, oh, I shouldn't eat that much. If you're starving yourself or if your body's really stressed out, it may need extra nutrient. It may need extra stuff to say, oh my gosh, feed me, fuel me. I have to recover. I need more energy to keep going. That's a really big point to focus on because those of you that are really stressed out and you're not fueling your body enough, oh, hi. Apparently I'm getting so fired up. This is Spot, for those of you that haven't met Spot. He brought me his cat toy, and he's putting it right in my face. And guess what? It doesn't smell good. Thank you, Spot. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So things like, this is cat toy. So gross. It's disgusting. Sit. Stay. So, yes, of course he jumps into my video. All right, go on. Go outside. Go outside. So cutting your nutrients will cause your body to go into an over-stress mode. It's only taking you 50 years to figure out you should not starve yourself. Yes, right? And this is still preached so much. Oh, I talked to a woman a few days ago where she was like, yeah, my doctor told me just to eat 1,200 calories a day. And she's working out. She's working out like 6 days a week. Lifting, interval training, all this stuff, running half marathons. And I was like, how are you still doing this? She's like, yeah, I'm really exhausted. Yeah, you're exhausted. Don't cut nutrients. Your body sees it as a stressor that causes you to add more fat. And the way women add fat is different than men. How we store fat, what triggers our body for fat storage is different than men. So it's really important that you don't need to know the exact intricacies of how that works in the female body. Just know that it's different, and that's why you need to eat and fuel differently. The third thing that I see from women a lot is jumping around. They'll go from following one type of thing to following something else to taking this supplement to that supplement to da-da-da-da. And it kind of goes in line with not giving your body enough time. This is more geared towards you're just giving up. This is like you're doing this, that, the other, blah, 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 blah. And if you missed my video on gut health, go back and watch it because I talk about how fast things should be moving through your system, 24 to 72 hours. First, like from the time you eat something for it passing through. So if it's going too fast or too slow, that's an issue. So I'll put a link in the comments below. If you've got questions on this or any of the other videos I've done, I'm more than happy to chat with you to talk about what may be the issue and what I can do to help kind of navigate things in a better direction for you. But jumping around to different things is so hard because, again, it hasn't been given enough time in your system to figure out if it's the right thing or not for you. But also, if you're jumping around, you don't know what's going on, and neither does your body. How you fuel and eat is you communicating with your body and your system. So if you're jumping around a ton, your body has no idea what's going on or what's coming next. So it's going to be in a more stressed out state. It can't rely on anything, right? You can't be like, oh, come in system, I want the metabolism to increase by 4 knots. Within the next 24 hours, blah, blah, blah. I don't know any terms like that. I'm just making this up. This is my pretend walkie-talkie phone. I don't know, whatever. But that's, you can't dial up your metabolism and be like, hey, get going, man. No, that's not how that works. You tell your body what to do and you communicate through your food, your nutrition, how you feel it, how you care for it, everything else. Actions speak louder than words. It's all about action here. It's all about action, baby. So jumping around doesn't give your body the proper information on what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to react. So it generally reacts not great. The last thing is following information for men. This is insane. So I'm actually in the middle of researching some stuff about alcohol for women and how alcohol affects weight loss and performance and everything else. This is for my upcoming book, Nutrition for Female Athletes. And what I'm finding too is that, again, people it's like, oh, I didn't even realize, I didn't even think about this, that, oh, men and women, we have different liver enzyme things going on. Yep. And what your liver enzymes, will prioritize and all these other things. And how your body processes sugars and alcohol sugars is different. Yep. I mean, even if you have, this is not talking about tolerance or anything like that, but sugar, alcohols, and how the liver processes and metabolizes alcohol is different in men and women. And it's like, we don't know that, these are not things that were talked about really. And this is a difference between men and women. So how that incorporates and how you should really focus on, setting up the right nutrition plan for you may depend on, how frequently you like to have a glass of wine, that type of a thing. So these are little things that make a big difference overall, but oftentimes women are following recommendations on including alcohol in their daily routine or whatever, or weekly routine or monthly, whatever it is for you, but they're following this information based on what's out there for men. Like, oh, well, in this program or this thing or this paleo, blah, 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 you can have alcohol, da, 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 da. All of that is done on men. All of it. All of that information is geared towards how the male liver processes alcohols, right? So I'm just talking about that because that's, fresh in my brain for what I'm working on in my next book. Same thing, my next book, Nutrition for Female Athletes, because there is zero information on nutrition, timing, and nutrition for performance for women. There's zero research done. They do research on men that are 18 years old to 22 years old. I'm getting on a little tangent. I'm getting a little fired up because makes me crazy. Males, Division I male athletes ages 18 to 22 is how they do research for nutrition. Are you kidding? So if you are a female, if you have had kids, if you're in perimenopause or menopause, all those articles that you're reading, nope. No. And you're like, why isn't this working for me? I'm trying this, I'm doing fasted cardio, da-da-da-da. No, fasted cardio, your cortisol levels are the highest in the morning. Bring those suckers down a little bit before you start getting on a treadmill. Again, information, and you're following info that's made for men. Again, not that it's bad information, it's just not meant for you. So that is my big spiel on the top 4 things that women do to sort of, sorry, Spot, he's finally calmed down, but he's just sitting there at my feet. The top 4 things that women really kind of struggle with in terms of following the right thing to get and maintain the right results. So I'll put a link below. If you have questions, I'd be more than happy to chat with you. I have a book out. I'm working on another one. I have a podcast out with tons of info. I have a ton of YouTube videos. If you are looking for something on like PCOS or endometriosis or intermittent fasting for women, it is there. I will put a link to do a call with me if you would like. Again, my goal is just to educate women on how to fuel their bodies and how to be healthier and stay healthier. And I use a lot of different info from a lot of different resources. No fasted cardio for women. And overall, Sheila, that's a good question. So I'll do a whole video on this about nutrition timing for women, because I speak in a lot of different Facebook groups, like groups of runners for women and all these other things, and I get asked to do these talks for athletes because this information is not available for women athletes. But in general, if you're waking up in the morning and going to the gym without anything in your stomach, it's going to be hard on your system as a female. And there's a lot of things that you can do to just get a little something to work with your cortisol, because again, our bodies react differently to stress than the male body does. Totally different to stress, right? Internally and externally, everything. And it also can depend on what time of the month you're at, right? Where you're at in your hormones as to how your body's going to react to stress. Yay! Even more things to keep track of. This is why it's so tough being female and feeling like you're not getting the right results, right? I know, I get you, I hear you. So that's why I have my book out, so it's an easy to follow guide. That's why I do all these videos. That's why I put all this content out there for women to be able to gather the info and do the things they need to do, and why I'm doing a book on nutrition for female athletes. So I'll put that link below to schedule a call with me. And if you've got questions about that, if you've got questions about my 12-week program or any of the other work I do with women, I'd be more than happy to chat and kind of gear you in the right direction. Otherwise, if you found this helpful, I would so love and appreciate you sharing this message with somebody that could really help, that this information would help. Because if they've been stuck, frustrated for a while, I totally get how frustrating that is. So anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great night, and I will see you later.